All right, looks like the stream is showing up on YouTube. Good Monday morning, everybody. Let's just give it a few minutes before we get things started, because obviously nobody's in here yet. What are we forgetting? We are forgetting this doohickey right here, but that means that I gotta remove this other thing. There we go. All right, so, oh my goodness, it's Travis. Always the first in, always the last out. Travis Stamper in the house. The party has officially begun. I'm excited now. I wasn't excited like this till Travis got here. And then Nicole from Cellbotics, she made it too. That's awesome. That's super cool. So check it out. We figured this out last time, and these live streams, number one, are just kind of a way for me to interact with everybody before the video comes out, see what the pulse is, see what everybody's talking about, but also to give me ideas on what we can do in the future. And last time, we got this doohickey right here. All you got to do is call this number and leave a voicemail with a question, or you can just text me anything technique-wise that you want to learn on the channel. And if you leave a voicemail, you might hear your voice one day on here asking a question. So that's super cool and important. So I'll just leave this here during the live streams. Oh my man, it's Izzy, notification gang in the house. We got 11 people, 13 people. We got Luis. All right, so really, you guys know, I just want to give the first minute or two just to let everybody in here. So, I went to the old Mickey D's, got myself a coffee, because you guys know I need more energy than I naturally already have. From South Africa. I don't know how to say your name. Is it Klebo? Am I saying it right? Klebo? I honestly don't want to butcher your name and mess it up, but people out there racing in cars. But I do appreciate that you are here all the way from South Africa. All right, so whatever. We got 12 people in here. Let's just, I don't know. Let's just do our thing for the next hour. What is going on here? CV, of course, I got something to show y'all. For the 14 people that are in here right now, guess what's finally here? Can anybody tell me what this is? What's up, Andy? There's this weird, where I talk and then I watch the stream for a minute and watch to see what you guys say. So it's kind of weird sometimes for me, I guess. Because I hate the lag. We really need to get the Zoom stuff going. Nicole, it is not gold paper. So what these were... And I don't blame anybody for not really knowing, because I didn't really push these out into the market too much. If you guys follow me on Facebook, which you guys should, if you do not, sometimes I'll put things that I'm working on in there so that you guys can kind of get like a sneak peek without having to, go and pay on Patreon or something stupid like that I did for a long time. But these are called Easy Trace jumpers, and I can probably get a little video to play in the inside the stream here in a few minutes to show you what it does. But the moral of the story is these are little interposer PCBs, right? And they're for the iPhone 7 Plus. What they do is, if you're familiar with the iPhone 7 Plus audio IC repair, y'all know how my nose itches when I'm on the camera. Instead of running the jumpers manually, or just running your one jumper in the beginning and then running the rest of them if you get a warranty, you put this under the chip and you solder it all together, and it'll give you 8 points to do all the surface level jumpers right on the spot. It'll even pull extra I believe it'll pull the 1.8 line from across the other side. It is pretty cool, and I'll tell you right now, this is going to be making some pretty robust audio IC repairs, especially if you're getting a lot of them still, or if you're like in a depot. These are going to be pretty cool. But I don't know. I've got to cut up a lot of them because supposedly at some point today or first thing tomorrow morning, I've got to drive up to Phoenix and take some up to Sourcely Plus over, I don't know if you guys know Ed. Does anybody know Ed over at Sourcely Plus? Oh my goodness, it's Wayne Taylor! Oh my gosh. Everybody, Wayne Taylor is one of my original subscribers. That's my boy right there. Let's see. You know, Travis is reminding me that I need to be doing proper YouTube things. So make sure if you're coming in here, checking things out, you're in for the stream, make sure you click down there that you like the video. Make sure that you are doing the subscribing thing and turning the notifications on and all that mumbo jumbo. It really does help out because then you will also be on the notification gang, apparently, as Izzy likes to put it. And you will know every time I do these live streams. And I'm going to tell you right now, there's some really cool live streams coming up because I've got some interesting plans. Because right now, we still can't go out and do things. So I've got this big old van outside that I'm working on trying to convert. And by working on trying to convert, I mean I haven't really started on it yet. But the reason is you can't really go anywhere yet. So I was thinking that maybe we'd have to set it up and I would have to make sure that whoever was let on wasn't going to do anything ridiculous. But I was thinking maybe we could do some Zoom training and do some just basic micro soldering where, you know, you're learning about the solder, you're learning how to do basic things like charging ports, basic things like capacitors and little IC chips, stuff like that, just to tide it over until we're actually able to get out there and do something live. So if you are interested in that kind of stuff, make sure you are subscribing right now, turning those notifications on, all that doohickey stuff from the bottom, because this channel is about to get interesting. Fur from Amsterdam. I had a fantastic time in Amsterdam back last February, or this February, whatever, in February. It was awesome. Did you make it out to the conference at the Mobile Parts event in Arnhem? That was awesome too. Armando, what's up, dog? Jacob from Denmark, my man. Yeah, you know, I've been thinking about the mod thing, but I feel like right now we don't really have a lot of people in here. And, you know, yeah, at some point we'll get some mods, but I'll be real, every week I get like 10 people that ask me, and I just don't really know what I want to do yet with it, so. All right, you met me there. Okay, well, you have me a disadvantage because I can't really get a picture or see who you are right now, but if I did meet you, that's awesome. Mitzel from Chicago in the house. So what I thought, you know, another thing we could do at some point was just kind of do some work together, because sometimes it gets really boring doing all the work at the house and, you know, just here every day doing it. You know, I want to work with other people. So I don't know if I'm going to do it today. I might get back on a stream here in a little bit, and I've got to cut every one of these things out, and I got to put them in baggies. I just don't know if I really have the attention span to do that, plus chat. Yeah, it is a thankless task because people do get rowdy out there. My website? I don't really have a website yet, but, you know, for me, the website, I think, is just about to be the wiki page that I've been working on. And by working on, I mean I set up and never really did anything with for a long time, and now I'm just starting to do stuff with. So you guys might get introduced to that in today's video. And by wiki, I just mean that I'm going to try and, you know, put down all of this repair stuff into, like, just some area where everybody can go and look at it like a book. I think that'd be pretty fun. If you guys have spent any time on mbl.repair, then you would know that we've had kind of like a free basic guide wiki over there for I don't know, 5 years now or something like that. And, you know, really it just kind of gives you the basics of like what the tools are, and so on and so forth. Nothing really crazy. So that'll probably get integrated into the new Art of Repair wiki. Yeah, I'll know. Just reading the chat. How was Shenzhen? Shenzhen was interesting. I would say that I probably learned more over there in a year and a half than, you know, I did prior to that for a long time. But, you know, I definitely took advantage of the situation. And every single day, you know, with people inviting you to come to their factories and this and that. Y'all saw how much weight I gained. That is not a joke. That is breakfast, lunch, and dinner at different factories every day, poking around, messing with stuff, looking at machinery, checking over the processes, you know, just kind of just meeting a lot of people and stuff. So it was very enlightening. I definitely learned some things that, I wouldn't say learned, I definitely confirmed some things that I think we all knew about it. Wayne, he spent $105,000 in tools. Well, you know, Wayne, I'm definitely doing the whole, like, selling tools thing now. So, you know, if you guys don't know, y'all can... Actually, you know what? I'm gonna probably change it today to a wiki page because we've got shop.artof.repair right now, which is where you can go if you want to buy the tools that I recommend. But with that, it's kind of been a little bit confusing because I do believe that there's a lot of do-it-yourselfers on the channel, and not all do-it-yourselfers can really get into some of the vendor websites just because you've kind of got to have a business license to get on. With my current vendor, Mobile Parts in Arnhem, they're really more of a professional outlet. But I've kind of got it worked out with them on how we can let the do-it-yourselfers in. So I'm going to be changing the link today that the shop.artofrepair or whatever goes to, and it's going to go to probably a wiki page that'll kind of guide you through the process on how you can actually sign up and get everything taken care of and not really have to worry so much about if you're going to actually get your account approved and anything like that. That's been kind of a problem. I've seen it in the comments. I know people are having issues with that. Let's see. How does home Chinese food compare to real Chinese food? Well, I'll tell you right now, there really isn't a comparison. You know, when you first get over there, it's kind of overwhelming, especially for me. I've always been kind of like a plain eater. So it was interesting. But now that I'm back, I feel like I'm completely ruined on Chinese food, and whatever Chinese food we got here is actually just like food wrapped in sugar and wrapped in more sugar, right? Let's see. Do I know Ohm's law, Jacob? You know, if you get on a piece of paper and you write ear pie and then to rock around, you rock around. Looks like somebody's calling me right now on my phone. It's all the way over there. Goodness. Hold on, guys. I guess they quit. I guess nobody's calling anymore. Anyway, write down, you know, just make 2 circles and write down ear pie, and you'll get your Ohm's law plus your slightly extended Ohm's law. I remember that. What was it? I had this little book a long time ago that my dad told me to get. It was called an Uglies book. I don't know if you guys have the Uglies book over there, but the Uglies book is a very small little book, and it is probably one of the greatest electrical reference books I've ever seen. Because I'll tell you right now, I forget a lot of that stuff. You know, I am not perfect. None of us are perfect, so I forget a lot of those like crazy weird things. And you know, I'll open the little book and I'll be like, well, that's what that meant. And it's so cool because it just fits in your pocket. But, you know, my dad told me about it, you know, many years ago, and I got one, and, you know, I used it through school, and that was kind of cool and everything. But, you know, just something that I thought was cool. Shenzhen is an experience. China is not what people expect, and business is very risky. Been 4 times. Wayne, the next time you go, you better let me know. And yes, it is... It's different over there, especially like just dealing in that one-on-one negotiation thing when you're like in, in their factory, in their tea room, you know, wherever you're at, you know what I'm saying? You're in their territory, you know. This isn't like you can just get on Messenger and talk sour, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's definitely some diplomacy involved in, you know, dealing with that stuff over there. Fixed until broken. Oh, Lee Perry, what's up, my dude? Always getting that shout out on the channel. My man, appreciate you coming back through here. Fixed until broken. Yes, you were lost on the tool page. Okay, so definitely something, like I said, that's being worked on. My hope is that when I redirect it to the wiki page with some information, people will read, because I'll be perfectly honest, 9 out of 10 issues people have had signing up with shop.artof.repair have been ID10T issues. And if you don't know what those are, write it on a piece of paper and you're going to understand what that is. And maybe you'll be mad at me later, but but it's been pretty simple stuff, and most of it's just been people not reading what's in front of them. But I'll try and get it all explained out. Yeah, Western Chinese food is not even close. China money, family number 2. You know, I can't pretend to know more about the culture over there than, you know, somebody who's only lived over there for a certain amount of time. So, I'm not really going to attest or not attest to your statement there, Wayne, but I think anybody who's been over there knows what the deal is. Travis had to type it out. Oh, I'm tired today. Please, let's have variety. No more 90% Apple repairs done to death on YouTube. Yeah, you know, that's why I don't really like doing any kind of specific repair videos. Like, you know, if I'm doing something on a motherboard, if you go look at the motherboard videos, you know, part of them are Samsung, part of them are Apple, whatever. But I don't ever want to be the person like I would say it's even higher than 90%. Like 98% of most repair channels are specific repairs for specific things, and if this specific thing isn't happening, then, you know, the video doesn't really make sense. Yeah, and the business license thing, right now, if you went and signed up and just put that in the referral thing that it was like the Art of Repair that referred you, then you'll instantly get approved. It's not a problem. You know, the last video I did really butthurt a lot of people. Mostly refurbishers that wanted to get really mad about it, that were either that or they were selling the little hole punch tool or something like that. And let me go ahead and say something. Goodness gracious, if people who act like they watch my channel hit me up in private to specifically ask things that were like in the video itself because they didn't watch it, I'm definitely going to say something. Like, that is annoying. That is annoying. Like, and I do not feel bad about embarrassing somebody for telling me they watched the video and them not watching it. What's up, that dude? I'm doing good. How about you, my man? You know, Izzy, the thing is, I think a lot of people want to go buy that kit because they think it's some fancy thing, but that kit's $100, right? And the truth is, if you just did some research on what the most picks were, then you could probably make your own most pick set for like, I feel like you could probably get it all together for $20, $30, something like that. There's definitely an upsell on it because it's a specialized kit. Most kits are actually created for concrete testing. They're not even for our industry. Just so happens they work really well for our industry. All you would really need is that tungsten scribe and, you know, any hardware store. Any hardware store. Like, I could probably go across the street and get it from Home Depot right now for like $4 or $5. You know, everything about that, Wayne, sounds good, but I'm definitely not really like an alcohol party person. I'm a party pooper. You start putting alcohol in me, I'm ready to go home and go to sleep. I don't know. Never really been a... Let's see. My dad owned a building that had a Chinese restaurant in it. Every year for the New Year, the owner of the restaurant would have us over. Always amazed with the food that he cooked for... Yeah, so... You know, I've noticed that if you go into the right Chinese restaurant in America and, you know, you can definitely ask for a Chinese menu and, you know, if they're legit, they'll make you some real food, but they just know that, you know, the market here is not really going for any of that, I think. At least for any of the authentic stuff. It's a little too foreign, for I think, for a lot of people. No links then, mods? For what? What do we need a link for? You know, that dude, somebody actually just PM'd me on Reddit and said they were doing some, like, deeper teardown stuff, and they said that they found some stuff that looked like some Face ID chip stuff, but I'll be perfectly honest, I take that with a grain of salt, so until they send me some images and we get something back, like, right now, what's happening in China is whether they know the answer or not, they're not going to tell us. What's going to happen is they're going to wait until the point where we start needing that repair, and the tool is going to be really expensive for whatever reason it is. So, it's not that there's no way to... It really depends on the encryption, Rose Electronics. It really depends on what kind of encryption it is and what they're actually trying to accomplish. If it's anything like Face ID, then that's rocked. And if it's anything new, I don't know. The rumor mill tells me that the iPhone 12 blueprint, schematic, and production, SOPs, all that stuff was done, I would say, prior or right when the Face ID tools started coming out. So if they were just coming out and we saw that they didn't have full functionality, you know, it could have been just kind of like a coy, you know, misdirection for a second there, because I don't think Apple really had a chance or time to revise anything that they had on the board at that point for production, because the Face ID tool was just, what was that, a month or two before the release of the phone. Let's see. Yeah, dude. We had a whole conference in Holland. It was awesome. Installing Wi-Fi cables? I mean, send me what you got. I've never seen a specialized tool for that. I always just used a little plastic tool. What you got for me, bro? Send it to me, Wayne. Justin at @artof.repair. Email that over, you know what I'm saying? And Fur, you can just email me, Justin at @artof.repair. You know, it's easy. Who am I? And what do I do? Where am I from? And then just smack it all together and throw out an email. You know what I mean? Also, just to remind everybody in the chat, if you want to ask a direct question, leave a voicemail or a text, 520-222-8089. And I would say I would love if people would leave some voicemails. I've got a couple on there already. I've got a couple on there that people think they're trolling, but they're not, because I just won't listen to it. It transcribes it. Come on. 520-222-8089. Ask a question, and you yourself might become an Art of Repair episode one day. I'm pretty sure I put it on my channel, I think. I think when it happened, I put it on the channel, or if I didn't, I don't know why I didn't. Normally, any kind of conference or anywhere I go gets on the channel, for sure. So, if you missed it for some reason, that's my fault then. Sorry about that, bud. But I will tell you that Mobile Parts in the Netherlands is a partner of mine. They stock the tools. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will definitely, absolutely be out there much more. In fact, I will say that I am probably going to go and stay out there for a bit of time once this is all over, because I do want to spend some time in Europe, and that would be an awesome home base because of how beautiful and nice it is there. I mean, if y'all want to get down on some StarCraft or something fun like that, or some old Unreal Tournament, I mean, y'all are welcome to come in here and get wrecked. I just don't want any of y'all crying and leaving like that, you know? Actually, I'll be real. Do y'all remember a game called Tribes? Boy, that was my game right there, blasting around with jetpacks and stuff. Oh, man, that was fun. Oh, you know, I really, really need to start cutting these easy trace jumpers. I just don't feel it today. I'm not feeling it right now. I'll probably wait until after the video goes live, and I'll just do it in silence. Because, you know, nothing like a ton of mundane factory-like activities to just suck the soul out of you. Unreal 99. Oh, really? Well, you know, you can just email me the links, send me a text, you know what I'm saying? Let me know. We can get on there and play. You know, maybe we can. Hold on. I'm not doing any kind of like installs or anything right now, but we can definitely probably pop one of these things and take a closer look at it. Give me just a second. You know, I usually have to kind of prepare, because I feel like I've always got like wires and everything hanging from everything everywhere. And y'all know about that green screen life, so... Yeah, that's nothing. Definitely not working. Hold on. Let me see if I can... You literally cannot trust Open Broadcaster to work more than one time in a row. I don't care who you are. I literally don't care who you are. It is the worst broadcasting software, period. And I just have no intention of learning another one right now. Like, my brain is already too full of other junk right now. I'm just trying to figure out how to make this microscope camera work right now. Hold on. Ooh! Look what we got right here. Alright. And it's already in there. Hold up. Okay. Let's see. Let me just catch up on chat, and then we'll look at the easy trace jumper. So I saw a message on Reddit a week ago that someone said the iPhone 11 didn't have the display message anymore. I'll be perfectly honest. I think that's a load of horse hockey, because I've heard yes, I've heard no, but anytime I've had somebody try and replicate it, they can't replicate it. So I think it's just a goof off, and I don't really think it's them that's goofing off. I think it's just like kind of a glitch in the grid. You know what I mean? I don't think it's anything super serious. But let me jump over here. And let's take a look-see at this easy trace jumper just a little bit. There we go. Now it's not in the way. Alrighty. So, interesting. Let me find some tweezies. These are nice and new. Alright, so as you guys can see here, it looks exactly like an iPhone 7 audio IC, right? And on top of it, you can see we've got all these little traces that jump and run over, and they will fix issues because I'm trying to make sure y'all can see it here. You see all these little gold contacts at the end over here? These directly correspond dun, 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 with a motherboard, right? And we went through and we made sure that any of the problem board locations had their jumpers. So basically every surface level jumper has a connection point. Just trying to make it where y'all can see it for a second here. Hold on. Okay. I'm in the way. There we go. So, like I said, you can see all these little gold contacts on the outside. And every one of those are going to touch an actual component on the board, and you'll be able to just drop some solder on them and create these jumpers. We've even got, I believe, what is it, D12? Sometimes it's hard for me to remember all those little the little pin details, but the one that needs the 1.8, you can see. I don't know if on this one you can see. Let's see what version this is. There we go. We've even got, it's really hard to see. It's really hard to see, but you can even see that it's got a little trace going around the edge and stuff. We just wanted to make sure that everybody had something not to cry about, because I'll tell you, whenever we introduced this product, there was a lot of people that had a lot of theory about a lot of things that, you know, they were just kind of making up on the spot. So we went ahead and we fixed all those issues before we even made it. We took an extra 2 months to make this, just to implement these. Let's see. Da-da-da-dum. Besides Microscope, what other microscopes would you recommend? The truth is, almost all the microscopes they come from like a generic derivative design. So Microscope is just a bigger marketing budget. Do you see what I'm saying? So you don't really need to, as long as you're getting what you want, which I recommend always go semi-focal on the head unit. As long as you get that, you should be fine. And make sure that you get yourself a decent reduction lens on the top that's, you know, a much smaller one, not the really tall tube style ones. Those kind of suck. But I'll tell you, something super cool's coming. The Art of Repair. And I'll tell you right now, I have been begging other vendors to do this forever, but since you guys know I'm absolutely sick of waiting on everybody else, we're going to have a microscope configurator. What does that mean? That means I'm going to guide you through the process on getting yourself a microscope put together, and it's going to kind of be like one of those little, like, you know, Apple-style click and go configurators. It's going to be really cool and everything, and it'll make things a lot easier for you. Everything will be guaranteed compatible. Confocal scopes are nice. Yeah. There you go. Wayne, actually, believe it or not, most microscopes are not made in Shenzhen. They're mostly made in the outskirts of Beijing. That would be like more of like the optical market, and from my perspective. Hopefully the ones that I have here pretty soon will be Art of Repair branded, and they will all be legit. All legit cameras, no games, no BS, no low quality stuff. Man, I'm excited. The Ash Digital 1080p. Let me look that up real quick while we're sitting here, and let me see what the deal is on that. Next time I need to come prepared where I can show you guys the screen at the same time. Let's see, Ash Digital 1080p. You know, I'll be honest, that thing looks kind of cool. The Ash Digital looks a little cool, but I'm just not sure for me if having a microscope that doesn't have depth perception is going to be something that's going to work for me personally. That plus a little bit of the digital lag. It's great for like inspection. It's great for showing people things at the front register, but I wouldn't try and like seriously try and like do big boy soldering with it or anything like that. Maybe some basic stuff like a charging port's okay, but nothing super small. The 3D scope attachments? What do you mean? Are you talking about the ones where you can like put the camera on the front and the eyepiece? The jumper thing is called an easy trace jumper. What it does is when we're going to kind of come out with these for different phones and different devices, obviously, number one, based on demand. If it's a shitty product and nobody likes it, then we're just going to not do it again. But, you know, we do have some high hopes for it. This is kind of a community thing. This was done by me, and actually, I would say this is done like 1% by me. Like 1%. I'm just the one that has been trying to bring it all together and get it out there and everything like that. But the people who really made this thing, it's kind of like a secret tool group on mbl.repair. We do have a Discord, and in that Discord, we have a lot of little groups and everything, and one of them is a engineering and design group. So this was thrown together in that group. I would say the number one developer on it would be A1 Mobiles in Australia. They would be the ones that actually kind of did, I would say, 98% of all the work. I just kind of got hooked up with them and was like, man, we need to work on this and get this thing out there. So hopefully it'll all work out. But what it's actually for is to put under an IC chip, and you can't really see. Let me flip it over. Hold on. Okay. So all the gold around the edges corresponds to components on the board, so you're able to basically connect to all your service level jumpers without actually having to make the jumpers, do the UV, all that crazy stuff. It's all in one go. You don't have to play with it, and it gives you, in my opinion, a more robust repair. Hitachi TM100. Let's see, what is that? Let's see. Ooh, 20 minutes, and the video's popping. Let's see. Hitachi TM100. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right. We all do need ourselves one of those, and I'll tell you right now that I would love one of those in my life. I've always wanted one, but, you know, just more as a play tool, that kind of thing. So, you can say you're joking, but we definitely all want one. So, the way that it works is, I don't know if I can do it right over here. So, when it attaches to the board right here, it'll have kind of like that Indiana Jones bridge across here. So, unless both of these break at the same time, which is not going to happen, then you're not going to have any issues. It should be just fine. This will kind of be in between the board and the actual like chip itself. So there's like a lot of room for it to connect on both sides, and it's not really going to be susceptible to the breakage points, I think, that you would normally get if a chip comes up. Man, my nose is itchy today. Man, must be all the lights that aren't on this time. I literally didn't even turn any of the lights on today. Maybe I don't even need them. Okay, so here's the thing. The audio IC stuff is going to be final priced by the vendors that get them. I'll be perfectly honest. I have no intention of selling anything to anybody. I just don't want to do it. It just seems like a whole lot of my day is going to be just packing boxes. So I'm not going to do that. They're going to be sold in 4 to 5 packs, and I would assume, I don't know, probably around $5, $6 per. No, maybe let me make sure I'm doing that right in my head, because there's different areas. I think in Europe it ended up being like $3.50 per or something like. I can't even tell you. I have no clue. It's not going to be too expensive, but it's definitely going to give you a robust repair that hopefully will never need to come back for a warranty. Yes, A1 Mobiles has them right now. You can go buy them from them right now. Let me get the link. They actually got their shipment in just the other day. Let me just go ahead and find that for you. Go to a1mobiles.com.au, and in their stuff you will find the Easy Trace jumper. They definitely have them right now. Okay, so here's the thing, guys. We've got about 20 minutes left, and there's something I could distribute in Australia, China, so close to Western Australia for freight. So if you want to be a distributor, you can definitely, hit me up via my email, but there are MOQs and they're not small. So if you want to hit me up, we can definitely get you in there, but I'm not trying to play and act like I'm going to sell like 50 of these to somebody. That really defeats the purpose of having vendors, you know what I mean? So if you want to hit me up and let me know, we can definitely work something out, but there are MOQs for it. In terms of what I want to talk about for the rest of the video, I really want to try and set up some kind of like Zoom training stuff, okay? Like, I think this will be really fun. I'm not sure what day to do it, and I'm not sure the logistics of it all yet, but what I do know is anybody that wants to do it needs to have a microscope, soldering gear, and a microscope camera. Because what I'd love to do is have everybody set up their OBS, and obviously I could make like a video or two showing how to do that. But once you set up OBS, sorry, I'm running out of breath here, you should be able to output your video like I'm doing to YouTube directly into Zoom, and we might be able to get 4 or 5 people in there and teach them some basic soldering stuff like on a weekly. That way we can kind of mix it up a little bit, you know what I mean? And that's something that I really, really want to do. But that's you guys, you know what I mean? Like, who wants to do that? Like, is this something that I actually need to make a Google form for? Are people actually going to do it? Let me know. If nobody wants free training, then, I mean, I'll just go about my day and keep doing my thing, you feel me? Okay, Wayne, you got it, bud. Justin at TheArtofRepairs. Just let me know. And, I mean, I can get you sorted out. I mean, just let me know. You know what I'm saying? There you go. Ken's got the price. $5 Australia for 1 unit, I believe is what it is. But, there you go. All right, so we've got a lot of viewers in here. We got close to 100 viewers. Who out in the audience wants free training? This is your time to talk about it. Dislikes because your vid popped up and annoyed me and accidentally clicked. Jeez. What a terrible message. Somebody came in here on accident, disliked the video. Can we just get everybody to give the video a thumbs up real quick, and let's combat that? Let's just go ahead and negate that negative click. Wayne's in for some training, but here's the deal. We need 4 or 5 people. You know, I'm not just doing this for one person. We need 4 or 5 people. So we're going to talk about this over the next couple weeks, and if we can get a couple people that are actually interested, and want to do some of that free live training for microsoldering or just some basic repair stuff, like, I'd like to do something like that, but I'm not wasting my time if people aren't wanting to do it. So we'll just keep talking about it, and if it manifests itself, we'll let it manifest itself. Yeah. Izzy, bro, have I not been helping you for free for freaking years, bro? Get out of here with that shit. Get out of here, bro. Wayne, if you have 12 scopes and cameras, you know how to microsolder, bro. Yeah. Maybe we'll do fault finding. We'll see. That's all. The thing is, nobody wants to do the work on fault finding. They want please bro solutions. You know what I'm saying? And my version of fault finding is looking at a schematic and figuring that shit out. And everybody else's version of fault finding is having somebody tell them what they need to go look at specifically. And that's BS. So if we did that, then, you know. My initial electronics training, mine came from books in the library and my dad. You know, hold on. Here we go. We got books. What am I not answering for, bro? There's a whole chat here. Calm down. I ain't your, you don't tell me. You know what I'm saying? Training for what? Phone repair, my man. Come on. Okay. So, believe it or not, books are amazing. Oh my goodness. Books really can teach you things. You know what I'm saying? I've got tons of books like this from when I was first getting started. And, you know, even things for other types of electronics help learn this type of repair. I mean, you know, I don't know about a miracle, but I do know that I'm trying to help some people, and I'll tell you guys right now, I'm definitely not having anybody take advantage of the situation. I'm only really teaching basics, you know what I'm saying? I don't have any intention of going out there and doing some advanced masterclass stuff right now. If I do anything that's kind of crazy, it'll end up being a video, you know what I'm saying? Yes, the NEAT series is good for the basics, but I'll tell you that NEAT is very overwhelming for people that are just getting started because NEAT is very thorough. Like, very thorough. So, you know, it's a bit overwhelming for people. Yes, so Mr. Mech 85, he just said something super important for everybody to pay attention to. Documentation, right? Making your own documentation is key. Like, one of the things right now that I'm working on is kind of taking the whole YouTube channel and converting it, not so much converting it, but moving it over to an actual, like, real wiki page. Again, I don't know who's really been on mbl.repair, but the mobile repair subreddit has a lot of free wiki resources that I've been doing for a couple years, and it's about to kind of come together with the new Art of Repair wiki. So making that stuff is pretty important. Microscope tips. It catches me. Okay, Chuck. The truth is, I'm teaching people how to repair things. I'm not teaching people charisma. I'm not teaching people how to talk to people. I'm not teaching people any of those things. Like fixing phones, you can absolutely make money on, but the rest of that's kind of on you and your own character. You feel me? Like if somebody's too lazy to go and file paperwork to get a proper LLC, if somebody doesn't want to pay their taxes, if somebody doesn't want to set up the business and doesn't want to do the hard work, then no, you're not going to make money. But if you go out there and, you know, you do your own work on top of actually learning the skill, absolutely. There's a lot of courses and mentors out there that'll gladly take everybody's money and promise you that, you know, you can make $1 million doing something. But I think that comes from another place in here. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people think that they have it, but they go out there and they don't have it because they're generally pretty lazy. Microscope tips. So I just had a video with some microscope tips. I'm not sure what exactly about the microscope you want to know today, but if you have a question, just ask real quick, and maybe if it's something I can help you with, I can just go ahead and do it. Wayne knows. You know, I'll tell you guys, I was actually really lucky when I learned because I had a lot of really good influences around me. Growing up, my father, he's an electrical engineer, maintenance factory worker, you know, fixing PCBs and machines since before I was born. My mother, sysadmin, software side, she also knows how to solder. I've got videos of her doing charge ports like no problem, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's something that's part of my family. My brother is a level 3 technician in Nashville, Tennessee. Then there's me, you know, the whole family can solder. You know, it's kind of one of those things I kind of just grew up with. So for me, it feels a little bit more second nature. But on top of that, I had some really good mentors along the way. Nobody online, which was the crazy thing. I remember one of my favorite soldering mentors was actually a security guard. I remember that I was doing something stupid, and he came over and he was just laughing. He's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "I'm soldering." And he was like, "No, you're not. Like, you're not soldering. You look like you're trying to show people you're soldering, but you're not." And, you know, and he gave me some tips, and, you know, I'm sitting here, I'm like, well, what the crap? Where did this guy come from? Come to find out, this guy's been a military soldering instructor for the last like 20, 30 years. Like, it's his bread and butter. So, you know, I think I just got lucky and had a lot of really good mentors along the way. You know, a lot of family involvement and that kind of stuff. Yes. The history is the missing piece sometimes. There's a lot more to the history, you know what I mean? So, hold on, let's backtrack here. 5 different models that you want to choose from. First off, find out what size area you want to work with, right? Nose itches. If you don't have a lot of room, or you feel like you're going to move the microscope and take it up front and show things to the customer, just get a small, ultra small base. Hold on. We've got like 5 minutes before the video drops, so I gotta hurry and do this. Okay. This thing right here, I don't use this anymore, but this is a micro base for a microscope. It's really light. If you want to move your stuff around a lot, you definitely want to pick something like this up, and you want to get the magnetic metal insert here that has the PCB holder. Don't use the plastic, it's going to melt. And then outside of that, the different size for the bases, that's depending on you. You do whatever you want to do. If you get the articulating arm, if somebody walks around and you're not on a concrete floor, it's going to bounce. Take that into account. If you want something that's really heavy and sturdy, just go straight for the dual boom stand. It's going to be a little more, but you're going to actually get some more function with it, right? But that's going to be the heaviest. Just the base on those are like 40 pounds. They're heavy, right? Then in terms of what head to get, never buy anything that doesn't say simufocal. I'm telling you a secret from the factory right now. There's not much of a price difference between the two, and most of them use the same shells as the other ones. They just add or subtract 1 or 2 pieces of optical equipment on the inside. Only buy simufocal. The reason why you only buy simufocal, because you can attach a camera and see through the eyes at the same time. And anybody who's buying a microscope definitely wants to show other people what they're looking at in the microscope. So don't do yourself dirty. So hopefully that was a super quick intro into which microscope to buy. My brother, let's see, Erhan, I hope that helped you, brother. My brother, you know, we had a store for a while, but it was right when the 2015 LCD wars began, and we opened on the day. It was not a fun experience. We closed that thing after a while. At this point, he just likes working at another shop. I think he got burned out in that situation, so. Carl from Tahiti. Honestly, you're going to have to catch next week, Carl, because we've only got 3 minutes left before the video drops, and I cannot explain it again. I could tell, Chuck. I could tell. I had a feeling you knew what the deal was. Okay, it looks like we made it to the end. Do me a favor, everybody. I'm going to try and work on the shop.artof.repair stuff between now and the next hour or so. So maybe in the next hour, there'll be some updates on the links for it. So if y'all want to check it out then, and if you had any problems signing up for the website, anything like that to order tools, hopefully I will put the instructions in there to make it a lot more clear for everybody. I do love every last one of you, and I might put out another video this week or do another live stream, but if not, you guys will see me next Monday before the video drops, and I do hope that you enjoy the video that is about to come out right now for your viewing pleasure, because it's going to be awesome, and it's going to be about adhesive tapes. So I'll catch you guys later. I love you. Oh, by the way, like, subscribe, share, notify, all that junk.